Hey YouTube, Tychondrius here doing another action figure review, and this time I'm doing a review for the Diamond Select X-Files, or the X-Files figures of Agent Dana Scully and Agent Fox Mulder. Now, these are based on their more recent appearances. If you're not familiar with X-Files, the X-Files was a long-running TV series back in the 90s, and they kind of wrapped up. Well, I never really saw the last episode of the series, but as far as I remember, they kind of left it kind of open for a continuation, and then they decided to bring them back about 10-15 years later, sort of thing. So it's the same characters that they're playing. So it's Agent Scully, who's played by Gillian Anderson, and Fox Mulder, who's played by David Duchovny. And basically, these are the more modern representations of the characters. In the old series, they used to basically go around in the suits, whereas in the newer series, I think they have a more casual look to them. So these are the figures done by Diamond Select, and they're kind of 7-inch line, similar along the same premises as NECA's figures, with the main difference being that, well, they're slightly, the sculptings are, to me, the sculpt work is a little bit softer than the NECA stuff, and I'll get into that in a minute on what I mean by that. Or it could be more the paint applications. But other than that, let's get cracking. So the figures both come in these giant clamshell window boxes. So if I can just bring Scully's one in. So you have an image of the character in the bottom kind of middle left corner. You have the giant logo for X-Files. And then you have the window display showing all the figure and the accessories. Now I have them all out of boxes. If I flip it around, it has a brief bio on the characters. So for Scully, it says, Dana Scully was recruited by the FBI out of medical school, and after 2 years was transferred to the X-Files division. It is taught that her background in physics, medicine and biological science would give her the tools needed to encounter the theories of her new partner, Agent Fox Mulder, whose belief in the paranormal coloured every case he came across. While they initially balanced each other, Scully frequently came across cases where the facts, anomalies, metaphysical coincidences and physical impossibilities were harder and harder to explain through science or even her Catholic faith. This 7-inch scale figure of Agent Scully is based on her appearance in the 10th season of X-Files and includes accessories and diorama parts, and it says sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios, and then says also available is the Fox Mulder figure. And so if I just flip around Mulder's box, again it's the same style packaging. You got a picture of Mulder on the cover. In fact, the picture for Mulder looks like an older image from the 90s series, as opposed to how he currently looks. And then the brief bio for him says, as a boy, Fox Mulder's sister was abducted by unknown forces, and discovering what happened to her has become the driving force of his life. Mulder majored in psychology in college and went on to attend the FBI Academy, where his belief in the paranormal earned him the nickname Spooky. Once at the FBI, he soon made his way to the X-Files division, where the mysterious and unexplained cases appealed to Mulder's interests and often possible clues as to what happened to his sister. He was assigned a partner, Dana Scully, whose background in physics and medical science offered a counterbalance to his wild theories, and together the pair investigated unusual crimes across the United States. And again, it says the same thing about the 7-inch scale Mulder is based on the 10th season appearance and is sculpted by Gentle Giant, and it also shows the Dana Scully figure as well, also available. So that's it for the boxes. Actually, just a quick note as well, the side of the boxes has images of the characters as well on the side, and it's kind of a staple. The box design is pretty much similar to how Diamond Select do all their figures, including like the Marvel range that they do. I have a few of the Marvel figures that they did, but I didn't. Well, I only have one of the Marvel figures for Venom that they did, but it's slightly older and it doesn't have as much articulation as these figures. And so, getting on to the figures. what I'll do is I'll go on to the accessories first. So if I just pop them out of the way. So Fox Mulder comes with a alternate set of hands. He has these kind of gripping hands. He has a pistol grip hand which has a trigger finger, and then he has a kind of closer, it's a gripping hand but it's more of a closed fist kind of grip. He has a slightly more open grip hand, and then he has this kind of wider stance open grip as well. He doesn't come with any complete closed fists, and he comes with a pistol. I think there would be what, 9mm pistols. I'm not too sure. I'm not too au fait with different calibers of pistols, but as I know that Scully's one is tiny compared to Mulder's. Scale wise, her one is far smaller, and also in her hands are smaller than Mulder's. It's interesting to note that the figure is actually a good height difference as well, which is true to the scale. I looked up the actors' heights, and David Duchovny is about 6 foot, and I think Gillian Anderson comes in at, I think she's 5'3" or something like that, so she's a good bit smaller than David Duchovny, so the scales do match up. One thing I will say about the Scully figure is she is really hard to stand because of the way her sculpting is, and I'll get into that when I get around to her. But I'll continue with the accessories first. So the rest of the accessories that come with Mulder is he comes with an alternate head. So he comes with this sunglasses wearing head. In fact, this is the head that's packed with him when you get him in the box. He's wearing a sunglasses head. It's the one without the sunglasses is the one that that's swappable out. The face sculpts are quite good on these. The only thing I would say that kind of brings them down is the paint applications. The paints look a bit washy. They look a bit matted as well. They don't kind of have a lifelike look that some of the NECA figures can pull off. Like the kind of more, do I have one to hand? I don't have one to hand, unfortunately. But it has, NECA have a tendency of using like the skin coloured plastic for the figures, whereas these ones seem to have painted on skin tones, which do tend to kind of fade the face a bit, if that makes sense. It doesn't make them look as realistic as some of the NECA figures have looked. Mulder also comes with his FBI badge. I'm not sure if you'll be able to pick that up, so you can get some light on it. So it has a little image of Mulder. What I find is funny is, even though there's a big scale difference between the two figures, they actually use the exact same mold for the badges. They just put a Scully picture in the picture for Scully, and it looks massive in her hands, because she actually has very tiny hands compared to Mulder. Mulder comes with the most accessories. He comes with all these case files that are blank on one side, and they're just complete. They're just cardboard. So he comes with 4 of those, and they all have different numbers on them. I'm not sure if the numbers on them are relating to any of the episodes. They could be. I haven't checked. And he also comes with his infamous "I Want to Believe" poster that was always in the office behind him when Scully would walk in, be behind Mulder's desk. And speaking of which, for Mulder you actually get this chair, which is quite nice. It does rotate. The wheels on it are molded. They're not actually, they don't roll or anything. They're just molded in place. And then he comes with this backdrop, which is supposed to simulate the entrance to the office that they work out of in the FBI. So it looks like there's some sort of whiteboard with a lamp kind of coming off it. Is the only way to describe what it is. A door, and then there's just files behind it. And it comes with this piece is just plastic, and it's blank on the other side. It's just a, sorry, not plastic, but cardboard. It's sort of that reinforced cardboard, and then you have a plastic base which has sort of almost looks like a sandy base, sand sort of base, but I think it's supposed to be the floor for the office. And then for Scully's accessories, if I just move her, and hopefully she won't go flying, I'll just try and stand her on the stand. As I said, she does have a tendency for falling over quite a bit because of it's mainly due to the fact that her ankles are very thin. So, as mentioned, Scully comes with the pistol and the wallet with the FBI logo in it. She also comes with 2 pairs of open hands, if you can just see them there. They're basically polar opposites of each other. They're sculpted exactly alike, and they're open. She comes with a pistol grip hand and a kind of gripping hand, because she also comes with a torch. Sorry, let me see if I can get that in. It comes with a nice torch, and she can hold that quite well in her left hand. She can't really hold it in the right hand, but she can hold it quite nicely in the left. As I said, she comes with that very tiny pistol, which is designed to fit in her right hand. So there she is with the pistol in her right hand. Again, she has the similar issues with Mulder, with the kind of painted on skin tone, which kind of makes the figure look a little bit faded. At least to my interpretation anyway. So she comes with this desk to complete the office kind of scene. So the desk, if I flip it around, has these sculpted in drawers, but they don't work. They're all part of the sculpt, they don't actually move, and then it has these coasters or casters for the legs, so it gives it a bit of height. Now, as far as I know, sorry, I knocked out the camera. As far as I know, this table was reused from a previous figure, and the figure was reused from is the Gotham Edward Nygma figure. I'm not sure if it came with the X-Files figures first or the Edward Nygma figure first from Gotham, but it's been reused. I don't know if the chair's been reused, but those are the accessories. As I said, she doesn't come with as many accessories as Mulder did. She doesn't come with any files or anything like that. She just comes with the wallet, pistol, torch, and then the table, or the desk to complete the set, or to complete the diorama. So I just put all our stuff up there. The hands are easy enough to swap out on these figures. They're pretty much the same on both figures. You can just get her to stand. She does tend to lean to the left, which hence why she falls over a lot. So bear with me a moment. I'll just try and... No, she's not going to stand. So for Mulder to pop out the hand, you just pull the hand out of the peg, and his hand like that, and just pops straight in. They do have hinges on the hands, same with Scully. She has similar hinge on her hands, so the hands can go in and out. For articulation, his arms are on a ball joint, so they can go out that much. Can rotate all around. His jacket is sort of a rubbery material, but it is glued to his chest, so you can't remove it. Head is on a ball joint. You can get good range of movement on it. To swap out the head, you just pull it off. You can see the ball joint underneath, and I just made her hand go flying, and you can just see the connection underneath there. You just pop it on until you hear a snap, and hopefully it's not breaking the figure. Bear with me a moment. You just pop the head on. It's kind of hard to do it while on camera. Bear with me, I'm just going to have to do it off camera to get the head on. There we go. You just hear the pop in the background. That was the head popping into place. So you still got the same range of movement with the other head. And then you have single jointed elbows, which you can get a good 90-degree bend. And rotation at the elbow as well. There's no upper arm rotation. They have swivels in the waist. Mulder's is a bit tight. They have this kind of T-crotch style hips. So they have like you can see the joint there on the side of the pants, so it goes out like that, and forward and backwards. The backwards is hindered by the sculpting of the jeans. You have a upper thigh rotation, then double jointed knees, and then you have swivel ankles, or swivel just above the ankle, and then a rocker ball joint on the ankle itself, and that can go down, up and down as well. Scully is pretty much similar to Mulder in the articulation department. The only thing is she is very hindered with her skirt. So the skirt is a solid, it's slightly rubbery, but it's fairly solid. You don't get any real movement, or you can't even get her into a seating position. She does have the waist swivel, similar ball joints in the arms, can go all the way around. Single joint elbow rotation. She can rotate her wrists around, and she has the in and out on the wrist. Head is on a ball joint, but it is slightly hindered because of the hair sculpt. So her hair isn't really rubbery or anything, it's more of a solid sculpt. In fact, it's all part, I think it's all part of the head sculpt. It's not two separate pieces like they would do in some figure or some manufacturers. She does have the double jointed knees, but we're kind of redundant because you can't really get her into any sort of seated position. She has the rocker in the ankle, which is just above where the heel or the back of her shoe meets her leg. So you can get her feet to go forward, not really backwards because the back of the shoe actually hinders it. And then you can get her leg to rotate to the side. So you can get some positioning out of her. She does have the thigh cut as well, so you can actually swivel the leg up above. And I'm assuming, I can't really see it, but she has the same kind of T-crotch type thing as Mulder does. And then she has peg holds as well to try and help her balance if you can get her onto a figure stand. Mulder also has a figure stand, or sorry, peg holds on his feet, so you can get him on a figure stand if you can. But all in all, they are pretty good figures. I know I've kind of gone on a good bit with this review. I wanted to be as thorough as possible. It's a bit long, but it is two figures that I kind of like. Overall, I like the figures. They do have some downsides, especially the Scully figure with the really bad hindering with the legs and stuff. But all in all, it's a really good figure, and I do recommend picking these up if you're a fan of X-Files, or even in general if you want figures that you can do crossover photos with your NECA figures. They do scale up pretty well, so like you can have them. I've done a few photos with Mulder and Dutch from Predator, and a few pictures of Mulder with figures like Preacher or Jesse from Preacher and Cassidy, and even with Jason Voorhees. So there you go, guys. Quick, well, not really quick, but a video review for the Diamond Select 7" scale X-Files figures, and I hope you enjoyed my review. As I say in my reviews, if you want to comment, feel free to comment, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, and hopefully I can respond to it. Also, sorry about the quality of the video. I still haven't managed to get a new camera yet, so it mightn't be as good quality as some of my previous videos, so just bear with me until I can get a new camera. Hopefully I might get one for Christmas. So cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review.